On July 2nd, 1881, that terribly hot day, Guiteau holed himself up in his room, first in room 222 in the Rig Hotel in Washington, writing as usual. When he set out to kill President Garfield, he had with him a gun, an autobiography, and his book.
He took a carriage to the Baltimore and Potomac Depot to intercept vacation-bound Garfield. Guiteau told the cab driver to wait. He would be going to jail momentarily.
Garfield and his party walked through the waiting room on their way to, ironically, parlor car number 222, the same number as the room number of Guiteau at the Riggs Hotel. Guiteau approached Garfield from behind, took out his revolver, and shot Garfield in the back. The bullet pierced a major artery and lodged in Garfield's pancreas. Guiteau fired again, very wildly.
Garfield fell to the floor, crushing his silk top hat. A policeman named Kearney grabbed Guiteau and demanded, "In God's name, what did you shoot the president for?" Guiteau's reply was beside the point. "Have me put at the front of the jail, 3rd story, and I'll have you made chief of police." A doctor examined the president and said reassuringly to Garfield, "I don't believe the wound is serious." Garfield smiled weakly and said, "Thank you, doctor, but I am a dead man."
It took a long time for him to actually pass away, and it became sort of a national obsession for that summer of 1881 to focus in on what was happening to Garfield.
Garfield lingers through September and finally dies on September 19th. Guiteau spends most of his time in jail writing. When he finally goes on trial, he acts like a lunatic. He sings, he quotes from his autobiography, he scolds people in the jury and in the courtroom.
For all of Guiteau's crazy antics, the jury found him guilty and recommended the death penalty.
Guiteau was so supremely confident of the righteousness of his act that the last words he uttered before he was dropped on the gallows was "Glory, glory, glory." Guiteau went to his death on the gallows believing that memorials would be erected in his honor once the nation recognized what a service he had rendered in assassinating this president.
In my darkness, in my darkness, in my darkness, in my darkness.
He was a Japanese politician and leader of the Japan Socialist Party. He became a forceful advocate of socialism in post-war Japan. He was noted for his support of the Chinese Communist Party and his criticism of U.S.-Japanese relations, which were partially controversial. When it comes to his demise, he was assassinated by a traditional Japanese sword by an ultralist. Oddly enough, by the person that he was assassinated, the people of Japan are just now starting to celebrate him and what he did when he assassinated this politician.
選挙の際は国民に評判の悪い政策は全部捨てておいて選挙が多数を占めると ただいま暴漢が壇上に一人上がりまして浅沼さんに傷を負わせたようでございますのでしばらくこのままお待ち願います。
In my darkness, in my darkness, in my darkness, in my darkness.
This is claimed to be the moment of a suspected assassination attempt on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. Maduro was speaking on live TV at a National Guard parade in the capital Saturday when suddenly you see his wife flinch and look up. Maduro then looks up. The camera rattles as you hear what sound like explosions. His security team swarms, shielding him with those bulletproof blankets and bundling him off stage. Below the grandstand, his vaunted National Guard break formation and scatter. The regime said 7 people were injured, but no one killed. This as DHS Secretary Kristen Nielsen posted this message on Twitter saying the threat from drones is real and calling for Congress to do something about it. The video of the drone comes from a tweet later retweeted on Maduro's Twitter feed, purportedly showing the instant during his speech the drone explodes. But there are serious questions if this video is even from the scene, many questioning its authenticity. Maduro has come under increasing pressure, presiding over one of the greatest economic freefalls in history. We recently traveled to Venezuela's border with Colombia to witness firsthand the flood of Venezuelan families bringing across their possessions and their starving children, like Ofra Bear, who was less than 2 years old. In a Colombian hospital, his doctor told us,
when this boy came here, he was about 9 pounds, and now he's about 13 pounds.
이 뜻깊은 자리를 빌어서 조국 통일은 반드시 평화적인 방법으로 이루어져야 한다는 것을 다시 한번 강조하면서 우리가 그동안 인정
The barricades and security are on. Yeah, but I think the very fact alone that we can land is victory enough. Everything after that's bonus. I mean, whether they put me back in a plane and ship me out or bring me to prison, I have promised to return. I have returned against all odds. So that's good enough. Now, I am hoping that they will allow the press in Manila at least to talk to me. For 9 years, the goal was out of France for some length of time. My feeling is we all have to die sometime. Now, if it's my fate to die by an assassin's bullet, so be it. But I cannot be petrified by inaction or fear of assassination, and therefore stay in a corner. I have to suffer with my people. I have to lead them because of the responsibility given to me by our people.
Okay. One from the lips.
Oh, this guy's waiting. Yeah. This one? This is the military. This might be. They're coming on. They're coming on now.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on.
Just a minute.
I'm his brother-in-law.
Yes, you just take it.
Okay. Jesus Christ. Window. God damn it. Get him. Wait. Nick, get him.
Where are you going?
He's dead.
It's like happened.
We better get... Children! Watch out for the children! My sons are there. Be careful, please.
In my darkness, in my darkness, in my darkness, in my darkness.
In the footage, it shows how two attackers took less than 3 seconds to carry out the murder of Kim Jong-nam, the half-brother of Kim Jong-un, and this footage was obtained by the Japanese media outlet Fuji Entertainment. As you can tell, he is circled in yellow and he is walking about the airport. While standing there and minding his business, he became a victim to a very deadly and sinister prank. A woman comes up behind him and puts a t-shirt over his face which has a deadly gas agent on it as well. Horrified, he goes to the airport police and notifies him that he feels dizzy and not good. Airport security, disturbed by this news, decides to take him to a room where he can pretty much self-quarantine of whatever's going on, because like I said before, no one knows what's on his face or what was smeared there. So they took him to a glass room where everyone could see him, which I don't think was very cool. Only an hour later did he get sicker and sicker. He started to have a seizure. Then the patrons of the airport gathered around to watch him perish through the windows.
Deadly VX nerve agent is being smeared on his face. In less than an hour, Kim Jong-nam is dead. Accused of murder, Duan Ti-hong today pleaded guilty to causing harm instead. A woman who had been facing a possible death sentence will now be freed next month.
Now, as far as Duan is concerned, we are happy because ultimately she can go home within a month. And AG has reconsidered our representation, prepared to offer an alternative charge, and we are happy with that.
It's alleged Kim Jong-nam was killed in an audacious political assassination after falling out of favor with Pyongyang. 4 North Koreans wanted over the murder are still on the run. The only other suspect, Siti Aisha, was freed last month. But Duan denies being part of a hit squad, always saying she believed it was a harmless TV prank. CCTV shows her grabbing a man's face at Hanoi airport less than 2 weeks before.
Why do you say she's a victim in this case, sir?
Because she's is not guilty in this case. She didn't know anything about this.
Who do you think is responsible?
You can ask the other people. I cannot say anything here. Okay, thank you.
North Korea strenuously denies any involvement in the murder. But Kim Jong-un has executed potential rivals in the past. And 6 months before he died, his estranged half-brother told friends his life was in danger.
Hi all my creepy ones, and thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. I know it's a dark one, but I appreciate you letting me talk about this subject because I really enjoy topics and things like this. So if you want to see more of this from me, just let me know and hit me up in the comment section below because I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!